Joined now by former Canadian international Clare Rustad. So Clare, in the 12th minute of stoppage time, Vanessa Gilles plays hero for Canada, scores the game-winning goal, keeping them alive in Paris. What did you make of that moment?
Yeah, I mean, I was doubled over with relief in the booth. I'm not entirely sure what I said after that goal went in. I suspect I had the same feeling that most Canadians had. And seeing that goal go in, I think you could start to feel it building after Jessie Fleming scored the first goal, and you could see it in her face. You could see hope in her face. I think with all the turmoil and adversity this team has had to go through over the past week or so, I think this was very rewarding for that group. Certainly, Vanessa Gilles mentioned after the match that the team hadn't really slept or ate very much over the last week or so. I mean, I felt similar. I can't imagine how much more severe it was for them. I think it's just important to note that nobody's questioning the hard work or the dedication or the talent of this group. That's unquestionable. And if anybody is questioning that, they just have to look at the scoreline at the end of this match. But I think everyone's just feeling quite relieved to have that match out of the way and looking forward to Colombia.
Yeah, we saw how open and honest Gilles was on the pitch after the win. And now if Canada beats Colombia, they will advance. After everything this team's gone through over the last week, where would this accomplishment rank in the history of this team?
Yeah, I think it's still a little bit early to be looking that far ahead. I think they really need to focus on the match against Colombia. It certainly would be impressive given how much adversity they've had to face leading up to this Olympic Games. I mean, it certainly did not go well for them with the amount of adversity they had leading up to the World Cup, not getting out of the group phase. But there is a real chance here. And there's also a real chance that they could advance beyond the quarterfinals, because if they do manage to beat Colombia, they likely will come second in their group, which potentially has them facing off against Germany, who were just beaten quite handily by the Americans. So I don't think the story is over for the Canadians here. So I'm not sure I'm ready to kind of rank the result against Colombia just yet. I'd like to see what happens because, I don't think the story's over yet.
All right, let's talk about Colombia. This squad ranked 22nd in the FIFA rankings. What are your impressions or first impressions of this matchup?
Yeah, definitely can't sleep on Colombia. Very tenacious in the attack, very quick. Mayra Ramirez had multiple chances against France. She even had some good chances in the first half when France's press was incredibly difficult for them to break down. She hit a post in the first half, had a couple in the second half I think she'd like to have back. And leading up to her red card, she'll actually be sitting out the match. She just sat out the match against New Zealand as a result of getting a red card late in that match against France. So she'll be well rested. Canada will have that to contend with. They'll have to also have Uzme to contend with, like just multiple Colombian attackers who are really creative and difficult to keep track of. So Canada defensively didn't have an issue today against France with their organization. I thought their organization on the whole was very good throughout the match. Where they struggled was offensively. The first half was quite slow offensively for Canada. They managed to find that spark in the second half, largely due to the substitutions, bringing in Leon and Janine Becky. I'm not sure why Janine Becky didn't start the match in the first place. Certainly made the team much more threatening offensively. So hopefully they can start the next match against Colombia the way they finished this match against France.